it going, guys? Welcome back to Packers Corner. Troy here. That's some good old Van Halen Summer Nights. Shout out to Sicktifer. He had mentioned I didn't play that song. Oh, I forgot all about that song last time. It'd be a perfect song for my summer music contest about vintage old school music and old cards. Show me your oldest card and tell me who you prefer for the lead singer. So this is the video where I'm going to randomize your names and see who actually is the winner of the prizes that I have, which is really cool. But before I do that, let me show you. First of all, I'll talk about who I actually prefer, since some of you guys got all the chance to put yours in. I actually liked both lead singers. This wasn't really a competition to see who was the best, just who we prefer. I like David Lee Roth, and I do like Sammy Hagar. In fact, both of them were fantastic for the band and were right for the time. David Lee Roth, he was the performer of all performers. I think he always acted like Mick Jagger. I don't know why. Every time I watched him, his hand on his hip and his strut and his puckering his lips out, looking very almost female-ish at times, but that was the time. But I like David Lee Roth. But I also like Sammy Hagar. Sammy Hagar, I think he has a way better voice. I personally do think he's got a better voice than David Lee Roth had. I think when he was in the band, I thought they wrote some better music at the time that was very fitting for the time. Now, it wasn't as metal or hard as maybe what David Lee Roth had, but I thought they wrote better music at the time. And I also like that Sammy played guitar. I thought that was huge. Anytime you watch him in concert, when Sammy played guitar with the group, there was almost like a better connection to the music, and I thought Sammy had that. I didn't like that David Lee Roth screeched at the end of every other line. That kind of drove me nuts a little bit, and also that he thought everything was about him. In fact, I always thought it was funny when they asked him who they thought was a better performer or singer or party person, and he said that between him and Sam, he says, see, Sammy throws the parties and I am the party. And so I thought that was very much like him. One of you guys said that you didn't like Sammy Hagar because they were too synthesizer-ish at the time, which that is the stupidest comment I ever heard, because my goodness, in 1984, their big album that just was awesome, one of my favorite albums, what was the biggest song on one of the biggest songs on that album was almost the whole thing was synthesizer. What song? Jump. I mean, who's going to forget the dun 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 dun? I mean, you're not going to forget that music. So, although 5150, that was their first number one hit, first number one album for Van Halen ever. Did you know that? First one. In fact, if you compare the two lead singers, when they had David Lee Roth in the band, they did not have any albums ever hit number one. And that blows my mind. Like 1984, never hit number one. I'm shocked. When Sammy was in the band, they actually had 4 albums hit number one. I mean, they really did well. In fact, even when David Lee Roth was in the band, they had 7 top 40 hits. But when Sammy was in the band, they had 9 top 40 hits. So both of them had great success. Sammy, I believe, when he was with Van Halen at the time, had a little bit more success, even though both have a legacy. And David Lee Roth, I mean, my gosh, he was the showman of all showmen, Diamond Dave. Yes, when you guys said you run home every time to make sure you see the girls in Hot for Teacher, and I wish they all could be California girls. But I think that came out when he was in a solo career. So anyways, guys, I also liked that David Lee Roth got to perform with Stevie Vai. Man, I always liked Stevie Vai when he did, I think it was Just Like Living in Paradise. Well, that was one of my favorite songs at the time. So if I was to put it all together, who's my favorite? I got to go with Sammy Hagar. I've always loved Sammy Hagar. I thought he was a good singer. He's a guitarist. He's a songwriter. The Cabo Wabo, yeah, he kind of, I don't know, it's all right, I guess. But I prefer Sammy Hagar. Now, who did you guys prefer? Let me show you all the guys that made a video and responded. Check this out. These are all the guys that made a video and responded. You can see there, all the way from top to bottom. You'll see their actually username, their first name, who they voted for, David Lee Roth or Sammy Hagar, and then the earliest card that they have. Now, you'll notice that there's a blank right there. That's, of course, you, Michael. You never told me your oldest card, but I actually put down it was probably a 1989 Andre Rison rookie, even though I know you have an older card than that, so it didn't bother me. He said he doesn't click vintage, but that's pretty much vintage for some of these guys. And what's kind of cool, and I'm sorry about that, guys, I hit the thing. What's kind of cool is this. On the bottom here, 17 people voted for David Lee Roth, 7 voted for Sammy Hagar, and what that means is this. Let me see if I can roll this down a little bit here. 70% of you like David Lee Roth, 30% of us liked Sammy Hagar. Either way, it's great. And the average card that when people showed their oldest card, it was average of 1962 was the oldest card we owned, which is pretty cool. I didn't put mine in there. Mine was a 1948. It probably would have pulled it down a little bit more. So those are all the names there. And what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to go ahead and get this randomizing going. Let's go up here to the top, get all the names, copy. Back here, go to randomize, drop it in. There we go, randomize it so the all names in there. And there's all 23 guys. You can see all of those guys' names in there. Thank you to all 23 that did go ahead and make a video. I watched every one of them. Many of them I watched twice just because I love listening, to watching your oldest cards and listening to the stories of why you like certain guys. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and randomize this baby. And the prizes that we had, here's how we're going to do it. I told you I don't do 1, 2, and 3. So what I did is I selected 3 numbers. The first one who's going to be number 1 is going to get that one. That's the basketball one with David Robinson rookie. There's a Jalen Rose rookie in there. And then, of course, in the back, they got the Magic Johnson rookie all-star card in there. That's number 1. Group prize 2, this is going to be for number 12 for my Aaron Rodgers. You're going to get the Howie Long rookie, and you're also going to get the Ken Griffey Jr. rookie. And the final one, this one is for number 20. You got the John Smoltz. There's another rookie inside there. I can't remember who it is. And also the Marshall Faulk 1994 Topps PSA 9 rookie. So those are the numbers, 1, 12, and 20. So thanks, guys. You can see here, as before we start, we got a Sictifer on top. We got Pages to roll on the bottom. So here we go. We're going to do 5 randomizations, and that's it. Here we go. 1, 2. You see their changes. Ditka Collector right now. Big fat stack on the bottom. 4. IC Collector Guy. And Pages to Rule. And this next one's going to be the prize winners. Here we go. And 5. All right. Number 1. J2Ye Cat. You are the winner of prize number 1. Congratulations, Josh. You got this pack right here. Number 12, which is Bears 9 McMahon. Dude, congratulations. You win this right there. And number 20, the Jokin' Asian. You get these ones right here, Marshall Faulk and the other one. So I have a couple of your guys' address. If you won, actually I already have J2Yake's number, and I have Willis, Jokin' Asian. Number 12, Bears McMahon. I'm not sure if I have your address, so if you could shoot me, PM me, that'd be awesome. Guys, thanks for joining in. Hopefully I'll have another contest here coming soon. So anyways, thanks guys, and God bless.